A lot of women dream of their Prince Charming, and it's of course only a real and a good prince if he fights for the princess. I think a lot of women would find it heartwarming if their boyfriend or their man would fight for them, if he would fight for their relationship, and not necessarily with his bare hands, but even that can be appreciated. If it's not a drunken bar fight because some other guy who's wearing a jersey of a competing football team smiled at his girlfriend, but instead it's a fight out of love. It's a real, he's fighting for me fight because he loves me, because he wants to protect me, because he wants to keep me, because he values me. And there it was, value. A man will indeed fight for what he values. So that means regardless of your behavior and who you are and your personality and even the way you treat him, as long as you have the keys to his car in your purse or his phone or Xbox controller, you will be fine. He will fight for you, he will defend you like his life depends on it, because it kinda does. However, if you truly want him to do it for you, out of love, for the relationship, then some other things are needed as well, and that's what this video is for. I'm an author. I write books about relationships and dating for women. I also write about other topics like managing difficult emotions. My real name is Geert. Try repeating that after me. So that's why I use the pen name Brian Knox. And first, the top level of this concept is actually pretty simple. He will fight for you when he values you. So that means when losing you would be a nightmare to him. When that would make his entire world fall into pieces because he really values both you and the relationship. Now, a first thing to note is that as humans, we value the things that we work hard for. The harder we work for something, the more valuable it becomes. I'll prove it. If I give you $100 and just 5 seconds later a wild monkey steals it out of your wallet and runs away with it, yeah, you will not be too happy about that, but you will probably not lose any sleep over it. If instead it's $100 that you have worked really hard for and that monkey steals it out of your wallet, now this time you may go full King Kong mode on that monkey. That monkey better run, right? It's different. You may value it a whole lot more because you've worked really hard for it. And I realize that when we translate this to a romantic relationship, it seems like a ridiculous fact, but it's still a fact. It's the reason why for some couples, everything starts to change as soon as they have been married for a couple of months. Why? Because love is supposed to be unconditional then. I have this love now, it's mine to keep. There's no need to work hard for it anymore, I deserve it now. I'm entitled to it. No, we are not. And you may have already noticed this too. The more effort you put in a guy or in a relationship with him, the more you will be afraid of losing him and the more valuable he becomes to you. Why? Because you've worked really hard for it. So without playing hard to get, allow him to work hard for you as well. That's how you become valuable to him. And that is done by showing your standards, by not accepting any BS, by making him less important if he acts like an ass, and by calling him out on it in a non-needy way. It's done by never trying to please him, by not overcompensating, by not giving him anything that he takes for granted. If he takes something for granted, you stop giving it. If you cook him a great meal and he doesn't say thank you, popcorn for dinner it is the next time. A great guy will always appreciate the things you do for him. He will work hard for it. He will earn it because he wants to earn everything he gets in life. It's his normal modus operandi. He's not lazy. So in that relationship, the both of you will be working hard to make that relationship succeed. So if you ever feel like you are the only one rowing in that relationship and it's going in circles because of it, then stop rowing. Realize that you don't need him, that you are enough. And if it's a good guy, as soon as the boat has stopped moving, he will go, whoa, something happened here. He will wake up, he will start to paddle. But some women, when their guy no longer appreciates them, they start to complain about it. Because they need him, they become needy in that relationship. They say things like, well, you used to, why don't you ever, the boyfriends of my girlfriends, I think I deserve, and so on. But what they are missing is that they are actually giving away their power in that relationship. Now he's even less incentivized to fight for her, to fight for that relationship. Can you see why that is? If a man takes a woman for granted, so he's not fighting for her, he doesn't value the relationship because he got lazy, he's taking everything for granted, and all she does is complain about it and act needy, well, now he knows he has her. He's calling the shots in that relationship, and he can stay lazy because she's clearly not going anywhere. But if instead that same woman stops idolizing him, if she realizes that she's enough, that she doesn't need him, if she stops giving him attention, if she starts to be very passionate about things that have absolutely nothing to do with him, that fulfill her, if she's, in other words, living her own amazing life and she doesn't need him, then two things can happen. First, if he doesn't care about her, then he will not notice. But she will, and she should leave him. Second, if he likes her and he was merely taking her for granted because he could, now he's going to wake up. He's going to fight for her. But here's the thing. She's not playing games here. She didn't do any of this for him. If she's now passionately busy with a lot of things that have nothing to do with him, that fulfill her, then that's not for him, it's for her. It will strengthen her identity, her self-esteem, her confidence. Because here's the thing. If a man likes you, then the less you need him, the more he will fight for you. His efforts will actually increase. And it's been like that for ages. The less the princess needs the prince, the more the prince will do to get her attention. Things like working out, waxing his horse so he can use it to show off. Hey, have you seen my shiny horse? Huh? So how you doing? The more he will do to keep her attention, to make their relationship a better one every single day. So the more independent you are, the less he can and the less he will take you for granted. So if you have an amazing life because you have your own hobbies, you have your own friends, you have things that you are passionate about that fulfill you, well, then you don't need him. You want him, but you don't need him. And that's a very powerful difference. Because he now wants to become a part of your life as well, because you have one. And some women, and I'm not saying you are one of them, but some women will build their entire life around the guy they love, even if they had an amazing life before. As soon as they fall in love, as soon as they fall for a guy, they drop everything because they want to be with him. He's everything now. But as I explain in my book, She Comes First, that's actually very dangerous. First of all, the men they are dating or have a relationship with or are married to will not only take those women for granted, the women themselves will start to feel very empty, very frustrated, and very needy in that relationship because now all of the fulfillment and all of the joy has to come from him. That's not very healthy. Now, another fascinating thing that will make him fight for you is when you don't make it easy. Mind you, this is not playing hard to get. I'm not saying make it hard. There's a huge difference here. Some people, when they fall in love, they try to make it as easy as they can. They remove all of the obstacles because they want that relationship to get started right now. A lot of women fall for a man and then they will try to get in his head. Oh, maybe he thinks that I don't like him, so I will tell him how much I like him. Oh, so he's really busy at work, but I want to see him. I want to have a date with him. So I will tell him that I will drive to wherever he is. I will put in the effort. I will make it easy. Yeah. Although these things are fine when used occasionally, sometimes when we fall hard for someone, we make everything easy. We try to remove every possible obstacle because, hey, it would be ridiculous if this romance, if this awesome relationship would fail because of those obstacles, right? So let me remove them. Well, sometimes the romance starts because of the obstacles. They raise the stakes, they raise the value. These obstacles can create Cupid's spark. Plus, as we all know as humans, when something is easy to get, when it's abundantly available, we just don't value it. You are at this moment probably not very grateful for the oxygen you can breathe in right now. You're taking it for granted, right? But if someone was pushing your head underwater, just like in the movies, at that moment you would start to fight for it. Of course you would. Because the oxygen became scarce then. And I know that these things are ridiculous at first sight, but again, it's reality, it's true. So if you want him to fight for you, then there's never a need to play hard to get, like I've said a gazillion times in this video. But don't make it too easy. Don't put in an effort to make it easy. Allow him to work for it. Because, and this is another very important insight, you will notice that you too will only fall, and I mean really fall, for the men that allow you to work hard for them as well. If a guy makes it too easy, if he's overcompensating, if he's always available, if he's needy, if he's all over you, he will get friend-zoned. If he's super attractive, then it will take a while before you will say, let's just be friends, but it will happen. The moment will come. That's just how it is. So don't remove the obstacles by making it too easy. And there you go. I'm about to go wax my horse, but I hope that you found the concept of this video an important one. If you want more strategies, tips, and podcasts, things that I'm not sharing over here, you can visit me on brianknox.com. Subscribe to my free newsletter over there. If you would like to read any of my books or listen to any of them, then you can do that on Amazon by typing my pen name, Brian Knox, in the search bar. You will get a full list of all of my books then. I will also put links to everything underneath this video in the description as well. I want to thank you for watching till the very end. I love it when you do that, and I hope to see you in another video.